The legal tampering window is open, and NFL free agency is coming fast and furious, man. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. So as of right now, this is covering the main reported signings. Now, remember, none of this is official, and they've had deals fall apart before they can become officially official at 3 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. But this is what's going down so far. Some major deals, some major names, and some major dollars flying around. First up, Javon Hargrave going out to the Niners. This is gross. So you got Bosa, you got Armstead, you got Javon Hargrave. This is disgusting, but he gets the bag. $21 million per year, 4 years, $84 million, 40 guaranteed. Love it. And the veteran, former Eagle, former Pittsburgh Steeler, takes his talents to the West Coast. Just trying to keep up with more news. Yeah, Juwan Taylor got signed. Jimmy G, for some reason, all right, so move on from Derek Carr, Devonta Adams' best friend, and then they're like, hey, Jimmy Garoppolo is an upgrade. Okay, sure. But Jimmy G reunited with Josh McDaniels, 3 years, $67.5 million, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. This is classic, hey, let's just do okay enough so we don't get fired move by the Raiders. It's kind of funny, man. Jonathan Jones, who would have been fantastic in the Vikings defense, had some crossover with Flores in New England, but he returns to the Patriots. 2-year deal worth $20 million, $13 million guaranteed. I would have been okay shelling that out. But Jonathan Jones remains a Patriot. Also a guy who has ties with Brian Flores, former Steelers cornerback. Cameron Sutton is going to the Lions, 3 years, worth up to $33 million. And also Darren Wolfson reported that the Vikings did not inquire on Cam Sutton, so is what it is. Then speaking of the Vikings, so John McClain reporting that Case Keenum is heading on back to Houston. That's right. Where it all started, 2-year deal, and the Texans are probably going to take a quarterback with number 2 overall pick, and now they have a great veteran backup and a great veteran mentor in Case Keenum. And I'll love Case Keenum forever, man. Like I never apologize for that. And Houston is home for him. He was a star at the University of Houston. Also, head coach was Kevin Sumlin. The OC was Cliff Kingsbury. It's crazy, man. Love it. And also, he started out as a UDFA with the Texans from 2012-2013, as well as spent 2014 with them. In offensive line news, the Bucs are expected to release guard Shaq Mason if the team can't trade him. Now, Mason, even though he's getting up there and being 30, he was okay this year, the one season with the Bucs, but he was a stud with the Patriots. And even though he's a little bit longer in the tooth, I would be perfectly okay if the Vikings picked him up, preferably after they cut him, so you don't have to trade for him. But he would be an instant upgrade at guard for the Vikings. He's played right guard his entire career. So, Ed Ingram, hey, you're not going to be handed your job, bro. There you go. Speaking of offensive line in Florida, Juwan Taylor got paid. Going to the Chiefs, $80 million for 4 years, $60 million guaranteed. Now, the Chiefs will let go Andrew Wiley as well as Orlando Brown Jr. And there's some talk that the Chiefs may be interested in trading for Laramie Tunsil of the Texans. So it does seem like maybe they're going to keep Juwan Taylor at right tackle and then go from there. But, man, right tackle is getting some serious coin. And also that Brian O'Neill contract is looking like a bargain right now, man. Oh, sticking with Florida again, Miami is giving Jets quarterback Mike White a 2-year deal worth up to $16 million. Now, you may say that that's kind of a lot for a backup quarterback, but Tua as the starter, you're going to need a quality backup. Mike White is certainly that. Plus, White, he went to USF. He's a Florida kid, so him going back home makes sense. Then, speaking of quarterbacks, so Matt Corral, former University of Ole Miss signal caller. So, new head coach in Carolina, same GM, but they spent a 3rd-round pick on Matt Corral last year. He had an injury, I think it was a Liz Frank, but ended his rookie season. Now he's available for trade, and the scuttlebutt is that it's going to be cheap. It's going to be cheap. So, I don't know. Do you throw the 6th-round compensatory pick at Carolina for Matt Corral? Maybe. Maybe not. Then, Andrew Wiley signed a 3-year, $24 million deal with the Commies, reuniting him with Eric Bieniemy, blah, blah, blah. So, Wiley, former UDFA, worked his way in, was starting right tackle for both of their recent Super Bowl wins. So, respect to him, and he gets a little bit of the bag as well. Oh, speaking of right tackles getting the bag, Mike McGlinchey, who I respect wearing the old school like center bar. I love it, man. Where the Bears were in on McGlinchey. They wanted him bad. Cause just think about it. You had the Notre Dame guy. It's like, hey, we want to do that because Notre Dame is Chicagoland. But no, he's going to the Broncos. 5 years, $87.5 million deal. Getting paid. Love it, man. And then also speaking of the Broncos, they're loading up the offensive line. Ben Powers coming in from the Ravens, former University of Oklahoma stud. It's a 4-year, $52 million deal with $28.5 million guaranteed. So they're trying to protect Russ to let him cook. Jumping George Payton is spending up on the offensive line. Also, this could mean that Dalton Reisner is going to be available and would love to bring him back. That's right, man. But yeah, money is flying around. I kind of love it. It's the most wonderful time of year. Where I mean, the draft is great, but everything is structured. Is like watching the picks. But this is just insanity, like in a compressed time, and anything can happen right now. Love it. But that's it. Take a look at the highlights of 2023 NFL free agency mania so far. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol production value.